नमस्ते, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. I am Jv'n Dr. Trivedi, and today I am going to give a lecture on the structural and non-structural measures, the roles and responsibilities of community, panchayati raj, urban local bodies, and individuals in disaster management. Now let's come first to what is the role of we can follow in the, the measures. Now, first we can is the forecasting. Now, in this, it is a measure which is taken by at the community level, at the government level. So, it is forecasting. What is forecasting? When you are able to predict the disaster beforehand and monitoring. Now, this can be done in the terms of how financial measures, insurance loans, tax, microfinances which can be provided, scheme and compensation. So these are beforehand when we are going to take in view the disaster management and what are the we can take, what are the steps we are taking. Then we come to the environmental management. We have to manage the environment which is going to be affected by the disaster. For example, there are building code enforcement for earthquakes. There are different levels which have to be maintained, certain precautions while building structures for public. Then for cyclone, for example, there is a cyclone disaster. We develop the community shelter belts. There is construction of permanent houses which can withstand the force of cyclone. Now, in the non-structural measures, the measures which are not involving any kind of physical construction, that is a structure, and that only uses knowledge, practice or agreement to reduce the risk and impact. In particular, it can be through any policy, it can be by any laws which are made, through public awareness, raising, through training and education. So these methods are coming under non-structural measures. For examples of non-structural measures are like for tsunami, we can construct sea wells, break the wave, planting tree belts, regulation of coastal zones. There are rules and regulations. For example, another example is for earthquake. That means earthquake-proof constructions are to be followed. The rest, brick and bamboo reinforcement. There is a strength confinements of the building. For floods, we have to maintain a bypass channel. There should be a dam. There should be a good drainage system. There should be a flood wall. And we should also have a retention pond. There should be a water pump to remove excess of water. The road should be elevated. So these are some examples of the non-structural measures. Now, the structural and non-structural measures, any physical construction to reduce or avoid possible impacts of hazard, or application of engineering techniques to achieve hazard resistance and resilience in the structure or system is known as structural measures. For example, the structural measures for disaster risk reduction, they are having dams, ocean wave barriers, earthquake resistant constructions, evacuation shelters, natural resources protection, etc. In the non-structural measures come the legislation and policy development, the land planning and zoning, the knowledge management, the education, the research, the awareness, the capacity building, the early warning system. So these are the non-structural measures. Now the Panchayati Raj institutions also play a role at the village level. The statutory body is elected by the people through a well-defined democratic process with specific responsibilities and duties. So the elected members here play important role in the ward, the rural community, the block, and the district level. So in view of these, the people who are representative at village level, so they are playing a very important role. They have a very close involvement with the people and they prepare the people for natural disaster. They involve them in all possible measures. It is not possible for any country to directly communicate with the people of the village. To make into practice, to communicate, to make them practice what is being taught to them is only through Panchayati Raj institutions. So they can serve as a catalyst. Panchayati Raj institutions serve as a catalyst for the social mobilization process and they tap the traditional wisdom of local communities also and integrate them with the modern practices in disaster mitigation efforts. Besides, at the community level, there is a base given to the NGOs who are working at the grassroots level. So, students, I hope you found my lecture interesting. If you have any query, please comment in the comment section. I will resolve it soon. This session was powered by digital version 2.0 of JVWU-structural Women's University. Thank you and namaste.